Hello, hello, beautiful souls. How are you doing? I hope all's well with you. Beautiful souls. You are a very, very likable person, okay? And with that, you are going to have a lot of targets, okay? Because unfortunately, not everybody is likable. And I will say unfortunately because who doesn't want to be liked? I mean, yeah, you don't need the validation. You don't need people to like you, especially as long as you know that you have God. But let's be, pretty honest with each other. If you're in a room full of people or you're going somewhere and everyone's like talking and socializing and everyone's having a good time and getting along, and then let's just say you're just somewhere sitting in a corner and everyone's like, I don't like him. I don't like her. I don't want to talk to him. Don't want nothing to do with him. And this isn't a social event. This is like things where you want to talk with people, but everyone's just like, like I said, you'll be okay. You'll survive, but you would want people to want to be able to have a conversation with you, connect with you, You don't want people to just be like, so with that, you beautiful soul, you naturally get people who want to talk with you, who want to be around you, want to be in your business. And it gets so much to the point where it's even like an obsession at times. Okay. But we'll talk about obsession in another video. The point of this video is about me talking about you being likable, okay? And you are. You are very likable, and you're so likable to the point that then people don't like you. Okay. Like just follow that. You are so likable to the point that eventually people stop liking you. And the jealousy and the envy is revealed and all those things. But to the average eye, people tend to be jealous or even envious by how likable you are, how people easily gravitate towards you. People like to be able to talk to you. And like I said, unfortunately, it gets flipped later because they realize this is really who you are. It's not a mask or a front like they're doing, but this is really who you are. And it's just like the whole unicorn effect. But how are you this beautiful inside now? How are you this kind despite all of the hurtful and painful things you've been through? That doesn't mean you don't have boundaries, but you still have a kind heart and soul. And even Stevie Wonder can see that. So it creates a dynamic of, again, the whole competition thing. That is like the main thing people want when they see you come up against you. Competition is just constant. But why not me? Why am I not likable? How come when I talk to people, it doesn't just flow like really smoothly? How come I feel weird, or I'm not comfortable expressing myself? I'm not comfortable being around people and being vulnerable or showing up. And as chosen ones, we don't really care for the vulnerability either. But one thing you can count on a chosen one to do and be is be real. If you've encountered the chosen one, you know we are real. We're not here for the funny stuff. We're not here for the fake or the pretend. What you see is literally what you get. It's not going to be 6 or 7, 8 months later, and you're like, oh, the mask drop, and this is not who you used to be. This is not who you was in the beginning. Mm-mm, no. If anything, people are like, girl, you're the same person I met for when we met in high school. I get that all the time. I'm like, Amber, you are just like how you was when you was in high school. Now, not completely, but certain things, it's like, it is what it is. This is who I am. And because you're comfortable with that and you're unshakable in that, you don't let people come around and scare you or intimidate you. People don't like that. They feel challenged by that. They feel threatened by that. They're jealous of it. They're envious. I mean, all sorts of bad, unfortunate emotions come out. Every now and then you will meet secure and confident people who will appreciate your power and your authority, but a lot of times you're going to meet people that are really just threatened by it because they can't relate. And when people cannot understand certain things, when it doesn't make sense to them, um God did not give them what God gave you, it's frustrating. And so it's like for other people to look around and they see that you're really likable, even by people who try to oppose you, your confused fans. Other people can see, well, it's because they're jealous of you. That's why they're treating you this way. They do like you, but they don't want to admit that. Even other people can see it. It makes other people upset. And you can't help it. You can't help but to be likable. You know why? Because you're authentic. That is one of the best gifts you have as a chosen one, besides discernment, because that's extremely important, especially in today's world. But besides discernment, you being authentic and genuine, and literally, like I said, it is what it is. What you see is what you get with me. That is a gift from God. There are people who run away from who they are their whole life. Nobody knows who they are but them. And I mean, if you want to live like some secret agent or something, or like FBI or CIA or something, like if that's who you that's what you would rather relate to, then you're probably going to be okay with hiding in the shadows your whole life. But most people want to be seen, but they're afraid. They fear people seeing them. That's scary because then they also got to worry about, well, will they like what they see? Like, am I too much? When in reality, why does that matter? It shouldn't matter if people are going to like you for you being you. It shouldn't matter if you're too much. Somebody commented and shout out to my family, said, I love that you said that. Absolutely. If I'm too much for you, by the way, go find less. It's even like that on social media, whether on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever. It's so strange how people will come on people's pages and say, why are you posting that? You need to take that down. You're too much. That's just too much for online. You shouldn't be doing that. And it's just like, this is like, just come here. Just come here real quick. This is my page, right? Like, like I put my own username and password and like I'm my own person. You're aware of that, correct? So why are you here complaining? There's there's millions and billions of other people pages that if it's better for your palate, if it's easier for you to digest their content, you can go. But why are you on my page trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing or posting, or you're posting too much, like, it's so weird. It's extremely weird and crazy, but this is how people are because they hate seeing people be themselves because they can't. They're too afraid. But the saying, and I used to say this when I first started my channel way back in, I think it was like 2022, 2023, and I had orange, my locks were orange. And I would always say, your vibe will attract your tribe. And it's so true. You should not want to attract the wrong tribe. And then one day your mask slips and you show who you really are. And they're like, who is this person? I don't know who this person is because this is not who I subscribe to. I subscribe to the more sophisticated person in the box that never would curse, that would never get upset, that's just always going to say, I'm going to pray and love my enemies no matter what they do to me. Baby, I ain't never been like that. I ain't never been like that. Never in a million years. No. Eventually, I know I need to get better with that because God does call us to love our enemies, unfortunately. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And the best I can do is probably say a prayer and, like, please get out my face. But I love showing you guys who I am because I only want people on as in my YouTube family as my family. I don't want you to just subscribe so I can go and brag and say, look how many people are following me. Look how many people are liking me. I don't even like that term. That's why I say you guys are my family. You're not my followers. But I want you to be here because you know who I am. You know who Amber Myriah is. I'm not here to put on a mask or fake. And that's why you guys like me. And that's why some of you even love me. I hope you guys all will love me, but that's another story. But yeah, you're a very likable and lovable person. And that is extremely magnetic. Another video idea, by the way. You're very magnetic. You attract people without even trying. It's some people, they really have to plot and scheme and like be someone else in order to get people to like them, talk with them. And then that's when you get the whole story of like, oh, they changed on me. Like they changed, like out of nowhere, they just switched up. And it's like, no, mm-mm. They were faking it. They were faking it in the beginning to get you to like you, to get you to marry them, to get you to have kids with them, whatever it is. And then the mask finally slips because when you're not genuine and authentic, the mask can only hold up for so long. And they love that with you, it's always been just you're real. I've always heard people tell me that. They'll be like, it sounds a little harsh, like you do sound a little mean, a little cold sometimes, but you're real. You're truthful. You're not going to lead people on with a lie just to get them to like you. And in return, that's what makes people like you. That's why I said in other videos too that we're like popular loners. A lot of the times, as you grow in your chosen one journey, you don't want to put yourself out there. A lot of times, we go into isolation and retreat because that's where we feel safe. We don't have time for the BS. We don't have time for the games. We don't have time for the switch up. But God is going to put you back out there because that's the whole point of being a chosen one. We're not just chosen just to isolate. That's not, he doesn't say, well, I chose you so you can figure out all this stuff and then just go in a cave and stay there until you die. Like, no. We go into isolation for protection, but we still have to go out. It's just that when we go out, now you have to use discernment. Don't just be wide open. No. But the thing is, like I said, with that, people are going to love that you are genuinely and truthfully yourself. Whereas though other people, they have to hide. And in return, it's going to make them uncomfortable around you. Because not only are they trying to hide something from you, chosen one, they don't get that you can see through people. We are hyper vigilant, and God, when you truly operate in your gift of discernment and you really really use it, you start to see through people like glass. You start to see through people like glass. And some people like that, but a lot of people will not. But overall, even if people decide to switch on you and stop liking you or start to hate you, overall, you are extremely likable and you are a popular loner. People grow to become extremely obsessed with you, like they really love you, but they know they can only get but so close to you before you expose them. And not in the sense of you like I'd be like, oh, you're this, you're that, but just a simple conversation and you take off the mask. Just a simple conversation with a chosen one, they can see through you, especially if they operate in their gift like they're supposed to. You will grow into discernment and it will literally be like a superpower. I can talk to somebody for maybe about 30 seconds to a minute and already know them. I don't need 5 minutes. That's way too long. 1 minute, less than that, and I know who you are. And that's probably why I make people uncomfortable. That's probably why you're gonna make people uncomfortable. And it's not even something that you do on purpose. It's just what it is. And God gave that to you so you know who your real friends are versus your enemies. Which, as a chosen one, you'll have way more enemies than you will ever have friends. Because you're beautiful in a world filled with hate. You are light in a world filled with darkness. You are a truth teller in a world full of liars and fakers. Okay? It's the way the cookie crumbles, but for us, it's going to crumble in the right way. For others, not so much. So, you're likable until you're not. But overall, you're very, very likable. They just don't want to admit it. And again, they grow to be like, but why you? It's always the why you. But if it was them, they wouldn't be able to handle it. That's why God didn't choose them. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, beautiful souls. Thank you all so much for rocking with me as always. I love you all. You all mean the world to me. I appreciate every comment, every like, every share. I appreciate it all, okay? Let's keep on going. I'll be right back here tomorrow, okay? Always remember who loves you. I love you all so much. God loves your beautiful soul so much more. I'll see you tomorrow.